Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about the top 5 best USB-C monitors. Starting at number 5. Dell S2719DC USB-C. Dell S2719DC is currently the best USB-C monitor for gaming and entertainment. The Dell 27 USB-C ultra-thin monitor, S2719DC, is a good video watching or gaming entertainment monitor with a bright HDR image, precise color, and a USB-C port capable of charging a laptop and/or transferring video or data from a device. To maximize the screen space, only a very thin bezel circles the screen on the S2719DC. True to the ultra-thin name of this monitor, the S2719DC panel section is just 1 inches thick. The downstream ports provide a power jack for the included Dell power supply, one USB Type-C, an HDMI connection, and an audio out jack, followed by 2 downstream USB 3.0 ports for connecting phones, tablets, and other small peripherals. It can be a complicated process to get a monitor to view HDR content in today's age under Windows though. For starters, both the graphics subsystem for your computer and your monitor have to support HDR. In Windows 10, HDR must also be turned on. The exact HDR activating procedure differs from one display brand to another. You need to convert the monitor itself to an HDR mode with the S2719DC before the option to turn on HDR will even appear in Windows 10. When you do, you simply push a slider to allow it, and you should be able to view content from HDR. It adapts the panel refresh rate on the fly to match the card's frame rate output. As such, it adds 2 DisplayPort inputs and an infinitely adjustable stand to the ViewSonic VP2768 on the base, which has effective image settings and hardware calibration. The Dell 27 USB-C ultra-thin monitor will prove the more convincing of the pair if you love playing and watching the video, and especially if you have a USB-C laptop that requires both charging and a second screen. For more information and latest price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. At number 4. LG UltraFine 24MD 4K LB USB-C. The best USB-C monitor for professional we tested is the LG UltraFine 24MD 4K LB. There are several monitors out there nowadays which are loaded with huge screens, impossible thin bezels and HDR, that it's kind of a breath of fresh air when a screen rolls around, which just provides decent resolution and immaculate image quality. So, in a nutshell, this is essentially the LG UltraFine 24MD 4K LB. This is costly for a 4K monitor, since with a bigger screen and thinner bezels, you can select equivalent-looking panels from LG itself for the same amount of cash. The LG 27UD 88W, for example, has the same resolution, comparable image quality, and a larger screen for $649, and at the time of this writing, you can even find it for far less. Only bear in mind that it's very much not a console with its 60Hz response time, high cost, and lack of HDMI or DisplayPort. You can likely play a match on it, given you have a gaming laptop with Thunderbolt 3, but for less money elsewhere you will get a better experience. It doesn't help users jump increasing pace a few hurdles to have this monitor to work with Windows, particularly if you're using a gaming PC. Not even gaming matters here. We keep looking at this display, forgetting video games that have always existed. If you're a filmmaker or video editor looking for an accessible pro-level monitor, and you're okay with the reduced screen size and thicker bezels, there's a lot to love here. Halfway of my listed number 3. BenQ SW321C PhotoVue USB-C. The best USB-C monitor with accurate colors we tested is the BenQ SW321C PhotoVue. How important it is to have a screen calibrated and surveilled to obtain congruent images and to represent our vision is a subject that we have already discussed extensively among my blog pages. Even so, as is surely clear to you, it will be useless to have a low-quality monitor beautifully featured. For this reason, if you're a street photographer or some other kind of photographer, providing a wonderful visual monitor over time becomes more than just a whim, but a real requirement. Nevertheless, the passion for buying typically disappears quickly because it's hard to find qualified goods with prices in line with the technology offered. Luckily, BenQ came to save us and agreed to create a series of monitors designed especially for us photographers. We're speaking about the series PhotoVue. We get an IPS display with LED backlighting and a very wide range. We have coverage of 100% sRGB color space and 99% Atterberg color space. Through means of an individual calibration certificate, the delta is guaranteed to be less than 2. It means we can use it instantly after the display is connected to our machine, and we are guaranteed to have the best reproduction fidelity, a pleasant benefit if we are still in doubt on which signal generator to buy. Maybe look here and here. The contrast for this is 1001. The BenQ SW2719DC is a beast that is 3222 4K. This means the overall resolution is 3840x2160 pixels, and this converts into a density of 140 ppi at 3222. If you're one of all who believe the value of PPIs on a 2722 4K monitor is too high, you'll find a perfect balance in the BenQ SW2719DC that helps to manage to sharpen better, both for electronic and paper publications. Coming in at number 2. BenQ EW3270U USB-C. The best USB-C monitor on a budget price we tested is the BenQ EW3270U. The monitor comes in a very well-packaged, durable cardboard box with enough packing material to withstand the courier's roughest handling. Everything is tightly packed, and the box comes with several communication cables, the stand, and the display itself. BenQ wanted to go with a style that looks very modern yet sleek, and that I like personally. It is a nice idea to have if your loved one sleeps in the bed and you don't want to confuse them with what's the light intensity equivalent of a tiny bulb. The BI. The mode can be turned on, alone, or enabled with HDR mode. Remember that here the HDR button flips on the forced HDR mode or the replicated HDR mode. You must first allow HDR in Windows by navigating through the menus or connecting the monitor to a Blu-ray player or console which supports HDR to get the true 10-bit color mode. That brings us to the meat of our review, the monitor's actual testing and use. The HDR mode greatly increases display brightness as well as highlight strength, while ensuring the shadows remain visible at the same time. The light intensity may become so high that it might be shocking at first if you're not used to HDR monitors. Speaking of video games, FreeSync conducts admirably and just as well as you would expect, although you will have to go with either a Vega GPU or any of the high-end Pascal NVIDIA series really to take full advantage of the 4K resolution. They look completely amazing as far as movies go, which is what this monitor is supposed to be for. And number 1. HP Envy27 USB-C. The best USB-C monitor we tested is the HP Envy27. A tall, 1.5-inch, matte black cabinet and micro-scale bezels give the Envy27 a minimalist feel. The 10-pound cabinet is supported by a black rectangular stand with a small chrome mounting arm that allows you to tilt the panel at 30 degrees but lacks changes in height, swivel, and pivot. Many of the I/O ports are backward, facing outwards. They come with 2 HDMI ports, 1 DisplayPort, and 1 USB-C port. The 27-inch IPS panel does have a maximum resolution of 3860 by 2160, a peak brightness of 350 candelas M2, a contrast ratio of 1301, and a pixel response of 14 milliseconds. Configurations include brightness, contrast, and sharpness, and there are 4 warm, neutral, cool, and custom RGB temperature settings, and 8 low blue light, day, learning, HP Enhance Plus, gaming FreeSync, film, image, and custom viewing modes. You can even use 5 response time levels to help minimize movement artifacts, and 4 black stretch rates to help improve shadow quality. Once you get this 4K display out of the box, the color fidelity settings will leave you a little disappointed. This IPS panel displays very impressive grayscale test results where each shade varying from light to dark has been seamlessly displayed so that viewers can enjoy the impressive display. For gamers, the ability to respond to matters greatly since they cannot take a chance to even allow frames to drift behind by a single second. Especially in the person shooting games as well as the latest action games, the display of details on the screen can't compromise for the delay. For more information and latest price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you found it helpful. Please remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any question, you can leave a comment below.